Beneath the streets of Paris lies another city, one few will ever see. A labyrinth of tunnels older than memory, deeper than daylight, and far more dangerous than anyone imagined. We hear footsteps echoing on stone, the faint scrape of a camera strap. In March of 2019, a 29-year-old filmmaker named Adrien Marchand entered those tunnels and never came out. His camera was later found deep in an uncharted section of the Paris catacombs, still recording when he vanished. This is the story of what investigators uncovered and what the footage revealed about one man's descent into a darkness no one could explain. Wide aerial shot of Paris at dawn. The hum of morning traffic fades into the hollow sound of dripping stone. Most Parisians never think about what lies beneath their feet. 200 miles of tunnels carved through limestone, lined with bones from 6 million souls. Cut to archival footage, 18th century quarry workers. Engraved walls, stacks of skulls. Created to solve a cemetery crisis in the 1700s, the catacombs became the city's underworld, a place of bones, silence, and secrets. What people don't realize is that most of the catacombs are off-limits. Only a tiny part is open to tourists. The rest, hundreds of miles, are illegal to enter. Yet thousands still venture in the cataphiles, urban explorers who map the forbidden, film the forgotten, and risk arrest, or worse, to uncover what time buried. Adrien Marchand was one of them, an artist obsessed with decay, time, and hidden spaces. He called himself the underground archivist. Cut to his YouTube clips, rusted subway tunnels, forgotten hospitals, flooded chambers. Adrien was careful, always planned every route. He'd go down with oxygen meters, chalk markers, extra batteries. He wasn't reckless until that map showed up. The map appeared on a private cataphile forum, uploaded anonymously. No coordinates, just drawings and a chilling note in French. En mauvaise virage, et vous les rejoindres. One wrong turn and you'll join them. We all thought it was a joke. There are fake maps everywhere. But Adrien, he said he recognized the markings from an old quarry blueprint. To Adrien, this was no hoax. He believed the map led to a sealed-off ossuary, a hidden chamber untouched for centuries. On March 14, 2019, Adrien prepared for what he called his final descent. Friends later said he seemed nervous but excited. He told no one exactly where he was going. I told him not to go alone. He laughed, said solitude made the footage purer, that he wanted the catacombs to reveal themselves unfiltered. It was the last message anyone received from him. March 14th, 3:22 a.m. descent point confirmed. Shaft's narrow, gonna drop about 20 meters. Let's go see what's down there. At 3:22 a.m., Adrien entered through a restricted maintenance shaft, a known illegal entrance for cataphiles. It would be the last time daylight touched his camera. Feels tighter than I expected. Air's cool, smells like chalk and water. First marker confirmed. For the first hour, everything seemed normal. Adrien followed the map carefully, narrating his progress. The footage shows calmness, confidence. We hear Adrien humming, stepping over puddles. According to this, next left should lead to an ossuary passage. Yeah, there, I see the arch. He passes under an arch carved with skull symbols. At timestamp 1 hour, 47 minutes and 33 seconds, the tone changes. Adrien hesitates. The tunnel forks into 3 directions. His breathing quickens. He pauses and makes a fateful choice. Wait, left passage shouldn't be here. No, this isn't. Okay, maybe they redrew it. Let's go left just to check. His light flickers. The sound of distant dripping grows louder. Then, faintly, another sound. Footsteps. Adrien, whispering hello. Is someone there? The camera pans into darkness. Silence. It's the first moment investigators later called the deviation point. The moment Adrien's path diverged from the map. From that point on, he's in an unmapped section. There's no record of anyone going that far. No GPS, no signal. Just tunnels and confusion. Fade to black. The faint echo of Adrien's breathing continues. overlapping with the narrator's next line. From this moment, everything goes wrong. A faint digital hiss fades in. The screen flickers. Adrien's footage resumes. His flashlight beam trembles as he walks through a low, uneven tunnel. 3 hours into the descent, Adrien Marchand's camera begins to show signs of strain. Moisture interferes with the lens. His voice, once confident, now sounds uncertain, almost disoriented. The sound of dripping water grows louder, echoing through the tight corridors. Adrien on camera, voice shaky. Something's off, the map doesn't match. Should have hit the main gallery by now. He pans his light. The tunnel narrows to a crawl space. Carved bones embedded in the wall glisten under his light. Investigators later estimated he was nearly 80 meters below the surface. Air levels were low. Prolonged exposure at that depth can cause disorientation and auditory hallucinations. We hear the low rumble of Adrien's breathing echoing against stone. Adrien whispering, "I'm hearing something," like a scraping. "Hello." He moves forward. The sound grows metallic, irregular, distant. Camera shakes slightly as he whispers again. Adrien, nervous laugh. "Probably my own echo. Gotta keep moving." For 3 weeks, Adrien's disappearance remained a mystery. Police initially dismissed it as another cataphile gone too far. But when his camera was found, everything changed. Close up, cracked GoPro, covered in dust and mineral residue. A group of urban explorers found the camera wedged between stones near a flooded junction. Battery drained. We didn't expect much, but when our lab recovered the footage, it chilled everyone who watched it. The recovered footage ran 3 hours and 52 minutes. It showed Adrien navigating deeper into an area that didn't exist on any modern map. Then, something else. Cut to grainy footage. Adrien stumbles upon a small chamber. Walls covered with chalk marks, symbols, and names. Adrien on camera. Looks like someone's been down here. These markings not old. Maybe. He freezes. The camera pans to a message written in chalk. Not alone. Silence. His breathing grows ragged. Those 2 words appear in multiple locations across the footage. Investigators never determined who wrote them. The eerie hum of underground silence lingers. There's a myth among cataphiles. They say the tunnels themselves shift, that once you pass certain markers, you lose all sense of direction. It's called the Labyrinth effect. Some swear they heard whispers down there. Adrien on camera, whispering fast. "Map's wrong. It's wrong. I've gone in circles. That's my mark. That's my mark again." He points at a chalk X, identical to one seen earlier. Adrien, voice cracking. "I've been here before, impossible. I've been here." Adrien's audio log shows rising CO2 levels. Combined with exhaustion, it's enough to induce mild hallucinations. But investigators also noted something unusual. A rhythmic pattern beneath the static. It wasn't natural. It repeated every 20 seconds, metallic, consistent, like something being dragged on stone. Police couldn't confirm its source. Back to footage, timestamp, 3 hours, 11 minutes, and 6 seconds. Adrien's flashlight illuminates a wider space. The walls open into a vast chamber filled with bones and scattered skulls. He gasps audibly, overwhelmed. Adrien on camera, whispering, this is it. The hidden ossuary. My God. He pans the camera slowly. Unlike tourist sections, the bones here are disordered, piled in mounds, half buried in mud. Some arranged into shapes. A spiral, a circle, a crude cross. Adrien, quietly. Someone's been doing this recently. He approaches a small alcove. Bones stacked around an iron object half buried in the dirt. He brushes it off. A metal compass, engraved. JLD. He lifts it, turning it toward the lens. Adrien, confused. JLD. A distant noise interrupts him. A low thud, then another. He freezes. His light trembles. Adrien, whispering fast. "Hello? Who's there?" The sound grows louder. Echoing footsteps approaching from behind camera. Adrien turns. The light jerks. Everything goes black. The video ended abruptly. No sign of violence. No visible assailant. But the compass in his final frame, engraved with JLD, became the investigation's turning point. We ran the initials. They matched a missing persons report from 1987. A military engineer named Jean-Luc Durand disappeared during unauthorized maintenance in the catacombs. Archival photo. A middle-aged man in uniform, dated 1987. Durand's case was unsolved. Nobody, no clues. But when investigators revisited his file, they found something chilling. His last known location was less than 200 meters from where Adrien's camera was discovered. Police lab. A technician opens a small metal box recovered from the same chamber. Inside the chamber, where Adrien vanished, police recovered another artifact. A rusted metal box sealed with corroded hinges. Inside, a film reel dated 1987. The reel plays grainy Super 8 footage. Two men in uniforms laugh, drinking wine, mapping the walls with flashlights. The footage showed two engineers documenting tunnel stability. At the 4-minute mark, one of them, Durand, moves out of frame. His colleague calls after him, no answer. The camera pans into darkness. The film cuts. Freeze frame. The same ossuary symbols visible behind them. That was the last known footage of Jean-Luc Durand. Two explorers, 32 years apart, both drawn to the same labyrinth, both ending in silence. This area is what we call the Labyrinth Zone, a collapsed quarry segment built in the 18th century. Many sections are unmapped because the workers destroyed blueprints when they sealed it. Some believed it was cursed. Adrien's footage confirmed at least one truth: the chamber exists. But what he encountered inside remains unexplained. When we amplified the last 30 seconds of audio, we found something underneath his breathing, a second voice. It's faint, distorted, but it's there. They play the clip. Static and faint breathing overlap. Then a whisper, indiscernible but human. Authorities never confirmed if it was Adrien echoing himself or something else in the chamber. We do not believe foul play was involved. The catacombs are extremely unstable. It's possible Mr. Marchand became trapped due to a collapse. Search efforts continue. Montage, rescue teams, flashing lights, sealed entrances. But the tunnels never gave him back. And still, deep beneath Paris, his marks remain. White chalk X's fading with time, leading nowhere. When police closed Adrien Marchand's file as presumed lost, not everyone accepted it. Independent investigators, cataphiles, and journalists reopened the case, determined to learn what really happened beneath the city. There was residue on the compass, red clay not native to the main catacomb routes. It matched soil from an uncharted quarry shaft south of Denfert-Trochereau. If the soil sample was correct, Adrien may have surfaced into a section sealed off since 1904, a forgotten extension known only in city archives as Gallery 19B. In 2020, a team authorized by the Prefecture de Police entered the suspected Gallery 19B section. They found collapsed corridors, half-flooded chambers, and one wall bearing a faint chalk mark, a white X. It matched his marker. The air was toxic, high CO2. We couldn't stay long, but we confirmed the tunnel was still shifting. No human remains were found, only Adrien's chalk trail disappearing into a fall of stone. The catacombs breathe. Temperature and pressure differences can open or close passages overnight. It's possible Adrien entered a pocket that's sealed behind him. Prolonged sensory deprivation amplifies anxiety. His panic on the footage is textbook hypoxia. What he thought were footsteps may have been his own heartbeat echoing. Yet we can't ignore the symbols. The ossuary spiral predates the revolution. Some quarrymen used it to mark unstable stone. Others called it the gate pattern. It meant do not proceed. As the investigation stalled, online forums revived an older legend, the Labyrinth Zone, a series of tunnels said to rearrange themselves, trapping intruders. Police dismissed it as myth, but maps and reports show dozens of explorers lost their way within the same radius. Look, maybe there's no curse. but we've counted 17 people unaccounted for in those coordinates since the 80s. That's not a myth. In late 2021, a licensed survey crew documenting structural integrity reported new writing on one wall. Fresh chalk, clean stroke lines. The same phrase seen in Adrien's video. It was modern chalk, possibly left by another trespasser. But we sealed the area months earlier. No sign of entry. Low, uneasy music fades under the narrator. The phrase, "not alone," may reflect Adrien's internal state. In sensory isolation, the brain externalizes fear. He could have written it himself without realizing, or someone else left it decades before. Either way, the message became the symbol of the case, and the warning for anyone who dares to follow his path. After extensive search and analysis, we conclude Mr. Marchand likely succumbed to environmental conditions within catacombs. No evidence of foul play was found. Officially, the case remains closed. Unofficially, many questions remain. Nighttime shots of Paris streets above. Tourists laugh. Then the camera tilts down a grate to darkness below. Adrien's family still leaves a candle each March 14th near the official entrance. They say light travels farther underground than we think. Two explorers, 32 years apart. One legend, both consumed by the same labyrinth. Maybe the catacombs don't take lives. Maybe they keep secrets.